City Council to order. Mary Jo, if you could do the roll call, please.
Mary Belvier.
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Andy Selhertz.
Here.
Katie Gallagher.
Here.
Tony DeMarco.
He is absent, excused.
Ron Van Kirk.
Here.
Kathy Pucci.
Here. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first up, we have the approval of the minutes from September 22nd.
They won. They got them late.
Have a motion, please.
Motion to approve. Second.
To approve, Mary Belvier.
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Andy Selhertz.
Yes.
Katie Gallagher.
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
I'm going to abstain because I didn't have a chance to read them.
Okay, next we're going to start off our meeting with a resident recognition, Daniel Simcoe, and also the house decorating contest winners. The mayor is going to go down and announce everything.
Okay, first of all, we're going to do the house decorating. We do this every year, and the committee's been out, and they've selected the three winners. Normally, I do it 3, 2, and 1 because the gifts are the same, but this year, all three gifts are different, so I'm going to call the first place winner first so he can come up and have his choice. So first place for the house decorating goes to 4784 Summer Lane, Mark Kitchen. So if you get a chance to drive around, that's 4784 Summer Lane. You can have your choice, Mr. Kitchen, of the... Okay, congratulations. Second place is 8704 Memphis Villas Boulevard, the Fowler family. Pick whichever. Pick whichever one you want. You're quite welcome. In third place is 9303 Orchard Avenue, Mr. Sheev.
90. What was that? 91.
9301. That's right. Congratulations. In the city of Brooklyn, we have a lot of students that live in Brooklyn but do not go to Brooklyn High School. They go to private schools. But when they do something exceptional, we like to honor them, and that's the case tonight. So I would like Daniel Simcoe. He's a senior at Benedictine High School. If you'd like to come up to the front here. Daniel played on the Benedictine football team, which they won the state title in Division IV. And they have an award at Benedictine High School. It's called the Father Florian Hudak Award. This always goes to a senior football player who demonstrates and achieves the fullness of his potential. He has to be good academically and also with discipline and attendance. So I have a letter of recognition for Daniel. It states, "Dear Daniel, it is with much pride that I present to you this letter of recognition for your recent achievement of receiving the Father Florian Hudak Award from Benedictine High School. This award honors a senior football player who exhibits leadership both on and off the field. I would also like to extend my congratulations to you and the 2014 Benedictine High School varsity football team on becoming Division IV state champions. Congratulations on the remarkable accomplishments. You are truly an outstanding example of what it takes to be a champion. I wish you much continued success in all of your endeavors. Keep up the great work, and congratulations on this spectacular season."
That's so nice.
You don't have to stick around, Cindy.
Congratulations again from City Council to all the decorating contest winners and Daniel. Okay, we'll now proceed with our regular council meeting. At this time, if anybody has anything for the good and welfare of the city of Brooklyn, please step forward, state your name and address, including your city, and keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. Okay. Before we move on, I just want to apologize for City Council being late to the council meeting. The finance meeting ran over. We did have multiple things to cover, and Kathy will cover that in the finance report. We'll move on to committees, commissions, and boards, and first up, Councilwoman Pucci from the Finance Committee.
Thank you. Good evening. And again, our apologies. We had an awful lot of information to cover. We did start our meeting earlier this evening at 6:15 to accommodate that. However, we just ran out of time. I'll go over the items that we reviewed in the Finance Committee. First is a change order for the locker room floor tiling project. This latest increase is $4,574.43. We talked last meeting that there was a higher level of moisture than we had anticipated over at the rec center, so that caused additional work to be done to put in a moisture barrier, and if we wanted a warranty on the flooring, we had to take this step. So we're going to reduce the scope of the project at this time, so the total will be $69,121.80. The second change order is also part of the floor tile replacement. This was for the locker rooms. There was a mistake made when the measurements were taken by the contractor. They did not provide enough floor tile for locker room F, so we used some of the floor tile for another area, and this represents the increase that we'll have to pay $1,813.60. And I would like to thank Mr. Verba for his efforts. I know with both of these, there was some going back and forth with the vendors because the first vendor wanted to charge us a restocking fee, a pretty substantial restocking fee, and the second vendor is going to do the increase for cost. Next, we had a request from Chief Zemek requesting permission to dispose of expired firefighting gear. We did want to defer this until the next meeting. Next is Resolution 2014-8, which is up for third reading and adoption. This authorizes the mayor to enter into our annual contract with the County Department of Health. There's no cost increase for 2015. The total cost is $43,782. And I had mentioned at a previous meeting what a bargain this is. We're required to offer these services, and we could not offer them at this low of a cost if we had to do it on our own. Resolution 2014-10, which is authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Chuney and Paniki to provide services for our gap conversion and in preparation of our comprehensive annual report. This is on first reading. This is not to exceed $24,750. We had some issues with our current vendor who had provided these services, so we're looking at going to a different vendor and hoping for a better outcome. Next is 2014-72, which we recommended passing by emergency measure. These are this is our final transfers for the year. We have $22,240.54 going from the general fund to the Safety Forces Construction Fund, and then that same amount going from the Safety Forces Construction Fund into bond retirement. The next transfer is into our Budget Stabilization Fund, and we're putting the max in this year, and this is an additional $375,000. into Economic Development Fund, $565,000. Next is 2014-74, which will also pass by emergency measure this evening. This is, I skipped 73. 73 is our amended annual appropriations, and while our general fund is being increased by $274,000, that also accounts for the $875,000 in transfers that we have on this evening. So it actually is a net reduction in expenses. Next is 2014-74, which is our temporary appropriations. This is just our starting point for 2015, and it's really just taking our labor costs, and we did reduce our other category of expenses back to the 2013 level. And this also does not provide for everything in our capital improvement. As I mentioned at the previous meeting, we will meet starting in January with the directors, and by the end of February, we hope to have our permanent appropriation passed. Next is ordinance 2014-75, which we recommended passing by emergency measure. This establishes the position of part-time dispatcher with a pay range of not less than $18 per hour, not more than $26.50 per hour. This is necessary because with the anticipation of going to a regionalized dispatch with Parma and Parma Heights, we're losing our dispatchers. We've already lost 2 of them. We anticipate losing a 3rd, so we need to hire part-time people to supplement our full-time staff. And finally, ordinance 2014-76, which authorizes the mayor to enter into a contract, and this is what we just got this evening, and it was with MP Energy, and this is for, to supply electricity for our streetlights for 4.747 cents per kilowatt hour. I would like to thank Mr. Enovich and the Finance Department for all their efforts in 2014 and all of Mr. Enovich's time. We had a lengthy meeting again last week. I think we have a good working relationship, and I just want them all to know that I appreciate their efforts. And that completes my report.
Okay, moving on, Recreation Board, Councilman Tansky.
Thank you. If anyone is interested in skating lessons at the Recreation Center, the next session will be on Fridays beginning January 2nd through March 13th, 2015. The sessions are as follows: 4:30 to 5 p.m., TOTS Snowplow 1, 2, and 3, and Basics 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 to 5:30, Teen Adult Class Basics 5, 6, 7, and 8. 5:30 to 6 p.m., Free Skate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 to 6:30 p.m., Bridge to Competitive Skating Class. For more information, visit brooklynskating.com. Silver Sneakers program has been steadily increasing in membership throughout the year. In January 2014, we brought in $1,785, and in October 2014, that amount increased to $2,783.50. Start your new year off being healthy. For the month of January, monthly and yearly passes are on special. Buy a monthly pass and get 2 weeks free. Buy a yearly pass and get 2 months free. Also, Customer Appreciation Weekend will be held on January 17th and 18th at the Rec Center. Check out Brooklyn Recreation's group exercise classes. All classes are free during our Customer Appreciation Weekend. The classes are as follows: Saturday, January 17th, 9 o'clock jazzercise, 10:30 splash, 1 o'clock traditional yoga, 2:15 jazzercise, 3:30 deep water fitness. Sunday, January 18th, 10:30 splash, 12 o'clock jazzercise, 1:30 traditional yoga, 3 o'clock deep water fitness, 4:30 jazzercise. Eric Wires of Johnson Controls also attended the Rec Board meeting and gave a report for combined heat and power generator for the Recreation Center. Combined heat and power generator for the Recreation Center. This is an opportunity to reduce energy costs and potentially provide backup power in case of emergency for the recreation center by installing and operating combined heat and power generation unit. The simple explanation is that a clean natural gas burning electric generator would be installed near the center. It would generate electricity to run the building or part of it, and then the heat generated by the engine would be used to preheat the water in a swimming pool, thereby reducing the energy needed to run the boiler that is in use now. Although every case is different, the cost to purchase and install a system like this is approximately $350,000 to $800,000. Obviously depends on sizing. Under House Bill 300 in Ohio, the city can borrow money to purchase and install the unit and pay for it with the guaranteed savings. Payback for these units can be 8 to 10 years, depending on electricity and gas costs. The useful life of the unit is well beyond that, so once the unit is paid for, the cost savings can be used for other things, or it can be financed over a long period, and the additional savings above the debt payment for purchase could be used for other things. Additional information. The units are quiet and have sound deadening enclosures. Service agreements make sure the equipment is maintained properly. It is efficient and environmentally friendly. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Next up, Board of Zoning Appeals, Building Commissioner Kolsar.
Thank you. The Board of Zoning Appeals met on Thursday, December 18th, to hear 3 variance requests from Burt Reynolds of ARL Transport at 8215 Clinton Road. These variances were for parking in front of the building and were approved. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Next up, School Board Liaison, Councilman Selhertz.
Thank you. On December 16th, the Board of Education held its regular monthly meeting in room 173 at 6 p.m. Presentation was held by 4 preschool children on the gingerbread man story, along with some cookies and ornaments that they had made. In the superintendent's report, it was mentioned that the Support Our Schools group has a commemorative poster available for $10 at the Board of Education office. The poster, made by a local artist, is a collage of various school buildings that are being upgraded or replaced by the new facility. A number of personnel recommendations were made and approved regarding supplemental teaching assignments, supplemental coaching assignments, and employment of classified and substitute personnel. Another donation from SS&G Inc. of 20 laptops was recognized and approved. The board approved the appointment of James Oper to the Polaris Board of Education for a 3-year term beginning January 2015. The board approved the treasurer's request to the county fiscal officer to advance to the district monies in the county treasury to the account of the district. The board approved the necessity to levy the renewal of an existing tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation. The levy is to be on the ballot in May 2015, and it is a 6 mil operating levy that generates $1,480,000 in property taxes. This is a renewal. At a Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce luncheon on December 11th held at Polaris, it was announced by Polaris that on the May 2015 ballot, they will be seeking passage of a 0.67 mil permanent improvement levy. The millage represents $1.95 per month for every $100,000 of appraised home valuation. The additional revenue will enable Polaris to bring their facility up to state minimum standards while upgrading labs, classrooms, and equipment. This will be the first time in 31 years that Polaris is looking for a passage of a levy. The following is a partial list of upgrades that will help Polaris meet state facility minimum standards and mandates. It includes $12.5 million to repair HVAC, roofing, electrical, and plumbing systems, $6.6 million to repair walls, lighting, security, and handicapped access, $1.4 million to improve technology, $6 million to create state-mandated middle school programs. Regarding the Brooklyn Cares program, this is from Susie Marquis. Dear Brooklyn community, through your generosity with the Brooklyn Cares program, we have helped 58 families in the Brooklyn community. Thank you for your thank you. Your spirit of giving is amazing. For other items discussed at this meeting or other meetings, go to the school's website and go to Board of Education tab and then click on Board Docs. Upcoming events, the high school marching band will be performing on January 19th, 2015 at the Cavaliers game versus Chicago Bulls. Cinderella is coming to Brooklyn. On March 5th, 6th, and 7th, a musical production of Cinderella will be performed at the high school by the music department along with the theater students and others. The schedule for boys basketball, girls basketball, wrestling, and hockey available on the website. The next board meeting is Tuesday, January 20th, 2015, in room 173. The public is welcome and encouraged to attend. It is your school system for your children. That concludes my report.
Go ahead, Mayor.
Andy, with this levy with Polaris, who votes on that?
It's going to be at all the schools, the communities within the Polaris. They're involved with it.
What if one city turns it down and the other ones pass it? Or does it?
It's a majority.
It's just
Majority.
Majority?
Yep.
You don't know what the cities are, though?
I'd have to go back and check the,
Strongsville.
yeah, it's probably going to be the southwest,
Yeah, Middleburg, well, that's, yeah.
southwest area.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, we'll now move on to reports of council. First up tonight is Mary Belbeer.
Thank you, Ms. Gallagher. First of all, I'd like to wish everyone a joyous holiday season, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, from my home to yours. I'd also like to congratulate all the winners of the Christmas lighting and decorating homes. Everybody that's decorated, it's a lot of work to get out there and hang things up and decorate, so I think in all, we're all winners, all those that have decorated their homes. When I enter the city and I come down Rodone in the evening, it's almost like Candyland. Everyone has really taken an effort to really make their houses look so Christmassy. It's like, if you remember the game, the Candyland, I felt like I was back a kid again. So it's really wonderful. It's just a joy to see. This past weekend, I'd like to thank the Cleveland Baptist Church for their performance, a Christmas concert. Under the direction of our own councilperson, Mr. Van Kirk. It was marvelous, it was fabulous, and you should be very, very proud. I was a little bit disappointed in some of the attendance, but it was truly joyous. It was truly the true meaning of Christmas. With all the rushing around, cooking, and sometimes the unnecessary things, we need to take time and just listen to what it's all about. So once again, I thank you, Mr. Van Kirk. It was really beautiful. Okay. I'd also like to recognize the Brooklyn City Schools, and kudos to them for starting a program called Brooklyn Cares during the holiday season. This has been going on for a few years, and I'm really grateful that this year I was able to take part in it. This program was developed to help Brooklyn families in need during the holiday season. The schools ask local businesses and communities and organizations and individuals to adopt a family during the holiday season. Each family is designated by a number, and you see how many children they have, their ages, and if they have food needs. You go out and you purchase whatever you think would be necessary for them, and you can wrap them up, not wrap them up, but you can donate wrapping paper and drop it off at the Brooklyn School. And it's at Brookridge. And I'm so proud of our schools for doing that, because they've taken an interest in other families that are needy this time of year. And kudos to Susie Marquis for starting this, or not starting this program, but organizing this program. It truly, truly is wonderful. I'd also like to recognize some of the students from the Brooklyn schools, Brooklyn High School. There are 3 individuals that come every week over to the senior center and help out Miss Enovich and the women there. One young man's name is Imani, and then there's Isaiah and Michelle. This past Christmas, they decorated the Christmas tree in the senior center. They straighten up, they clean up, and they're really, really sweet, nice kids. And they really should be commended. They take a lot of pride in doing their work there. So I personally would like to thank them. Also, it's important that we should recognize wonderful people in our own city. And I'd like to take this moment and recognize one individual that I happened to meet this past weekend. His name is Mr. Andrew Darula. He's a quiet gentleman. He comes to the senior center, very unpretentious, but he is a fabulous, fabulous artist. I'd like to share something with you. I received from one of the seniors, well, actually, it's Chico and Betty Konupka for Christmas. I received a piece of artwork. After the council meeting, you may come up and look at it, but they also have them at the senior center available to look at. Mr. Darula is a marvelous artist, and what he did was he made a small little collage here of, like, these are the Cleveland scenes. These are scenes of Cleveland. They're watercolors that he hand-painted. One is of the Terminal Tower, one is of Sterling Linder Davis, the old Christmas tree, if people can remember that. One is of the Higbee windows years ago, and most recently, the Christmas Story house. If you wanted to really see some of his art, he does do cards too. They're over there at the senior center, and he hand paints them. But it's just truly, truly beautiful. But one bit of trivia, just off the record here. The Christmas Story house, years ago, when I was freshly out of college, Hollywood came to Cleveland, and they came to my family's restaurant. They asked us, if you can remember the scene in the Christmas Story house where the dog got a hold of the turkey. Well, they asked me personally to bake the turkeys. So when you watch the movie and the turkey's on the floor, I happened to bake them. We baked 2. They came in frozen, and there was no way of getting them cooked fully. They had to be put in a convection oven, and I had to put all kind of browning sauce on them to make the skin look dark. So when you watch the movie this Christmas, you can say you know the lady that baked those. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Kevin Tansky.
Thank you. Just want to thank all the residents who participated in the holiday house decorating contest. And I would like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy New Year. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Andy Selhert.
Thank you. Brooklyn Fire Department held their spaghetti dinner benefit for Andrew Starr and family on December 12th, with all proceeds going to the family of the 6-year-old Andrew Starr. Thank you to all of those that either helped, volunteered, came out, or even those of you that could not be there but actually made donations, dropped them off at the fire station. We've mentioned Brooklyn Cares a couple times tonight. At the last Chamber of Commerce luncheon that was held on Polaris on December 13th, Zounds Hearing, located over in Ridge Park Square, made the following announcement. Plus, because of part of our mission is to play an active role in our communities, from now until the end of the year, for every pair of hearing aids bought by a Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce member and their employees, Zounds will donate $100 to the Brooklyn Cares program. As everybody else mentioned, congratulations to the winners of the decorating contest for Christmas. Thank you to all, no matter if you decorated a lot or just did a little. It all matters. Thank you for being part of the holiday spirit and part of this community. In a couple meetings before, we talked about getting the roads plan going together for 2015. When I was driving around today, I saw Doug Courtney's crew out on Southwood. They're starting to do measurements already. So we've got the 2015 program moving step by step ahead. And to everyone here and at home, have a wonderful, joyous Christmas and a New Year holiday. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Next up, Ron Van Kirk.
Thank you, Mrs. Gallier. First of all, Mrs. Belbeer, thank you for your kind words. I actually was pleased with the attendance. It was more than we had last year.
I wanted more people.
Yeah, I did too, but that's okay. But I did want to thank the residents of Brooklyn for coming out to the Christmas in Brooklyn. The idea of the program was just to have a fun event for everyone to celebrate the true meaning of Christmas. And so I thank you for coming out. It was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. And those of you that didn't attend, hopefully you'll be able to come attend next year. But as already been mentioned, I do want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. I know there's a lot of turmoil in our world right now, but when we celebrate the true meaning of Christmas, it definitely brings us all together, and to have a good time with your friends and family and have a Happy New Year. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Kathy Pucci.
Thank you. I too would like to congratulate both the winners of our holiday decorating contest and also everyone that took the time to decorate their homes. Thank you for making our community a little brighter. Congratulations also to Daniel Simcoe on his awards. Our community is very proud of your efforts and accomplishments. Thank you to firefighter Matt Antel, C-Shift, our chief, and all the firefighters for putting on the benefit for a young student who is battling a life-threatening illness. Our firefighters have big hearts, and I really appreciate them taking the time to do this. And thank you also to Mr. Van Kirk for his endeavors of sharing his church's Christmas program with our community. I know how much time and effort it takes, and I appreciate your willingness to share it with the community. And finally, from my family to all of yours, I'd like to wish everyone a very merry and blessed Christmas and a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to repeat a couple thank yous, especially to the firefighters and all the volunteers that help raise money for Andrew Starr. Additionally, I'd like to thank Mr. Van Kirk and his church, Cleveland Baptist. I was at the first one last year, and the people in his church sing amazingly, and he somehow did a better job this year, which I cannot believe. I mean, as Mr. Tansky said at the end, he's like, some of those people need to be on American Idol, and it's true, they're really amazing. The other thing that I would like to announce is that Governor Kasich signed 40 bills last Friday. Everything was from the lame duck session. And one of those bills is HB 5, which will change the laws governing income taxes for municipal governments. Looking over our own municipal tax laws, it's not going to impact Brooklyn as much as I would have thought. A couple of the things we had already had in there, like the net operating loss for carry forward. But I would like some kind of estimate of the loss that we're going to see from the passage of this bill at some point. And lastly, I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and especially thank you to all of those who decorated their houses. It is so amazing when you have children and you could see how excited they get for small things like that. And when my daughter gets home from school every day, or daycare every day, she's like, lights, 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 and she loves driving around in the car and seeing the Christmas lights. So thank you to all those who decorated. You make the children of this community very happy. And moving on to the mayor's report.
Thank you. I also want to thank the light winners. And I had something else I was supposed to say, and I forgot, and I had it all highlighted and everything. The committee wanted me to recognize Delora Avenue as the most decorated street in Brooklyn. And I've been down there a few times, and there's quite a few lights on the street. And for those of you who may not know where Delora is, it's the last street in Brooklyn off of Ridge Road. We have a lot of committees in the city, and a lot of times it's hard to fill them with volunteers. And right now I need a person to serve on the Domestic Abuse Commission, and I also need someone to serve on the Recreation Board. They're both 3-year terms, so if anybody's interested, just contact City Hall and we'll give you a call and interview you. I'd also like to comment the Service Department. I've had a lot of compliments about the Christmas lights on the City Hall, and John, you guys did a great job. And I'd also like to re-thank Daniel Simcoe on his award. And I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you.
We'll move on to the director's reports. The only one tonight is our finance director, Dan Enovich.
Thank you, Council President Gallagher. It looks like 2014 is we're again going to finish strong for the city. Year to date, through today, the city's general fund revenues have exceeded our general fund expenses by $1,850,000. Revenues to the general fund are $430,000 greater than we expected, and the expenses are $460,000 less than we budgeted. Our general fund balance right now is $10,620,000, and after transfers to the rainy day fund, also known as the budget stabilization fund, and the economic development fund, we should end the year with a general fund balance of $9,744,352. That's an increase of just about $1 million over our ending fund balance from last year. Our total cash balance is $24,300,134.49. That being said, I'd like to express my appreciation to my team, particularly Joanne Hay. Joanne's gone through the budget with the fine tooth comb to make sure that every dollar that the city spends is accurately and appropriately accounted for, to make sure that we end the year on a positive fund balance in every fund, and allowing us to get our budget stabilization and economic development funds building. Also, Cindy Simcoe, who was here earlier, is our new accounts payable clerk. She pays every bill that the city pays. We write over 500 checks a month. That's both payroll and our payables. 500 checks a month. She sees that they're paid accurately, that they're properly approved, and she's done an excellent job since joining our team about 2 months ago. And finally, the most important person, Celeste Westfall, has recently taken over as our payroll clerk. She's got the most important job in the city. She makes sure that we all get paid. So we get paid on a timely basis and accurately. So I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the finance team. The city of Brooklyn should be proud of these people. They do an excellent job in reporting the finances. We're recognized by the state and the national GFOA in our reporting excellence, and I promise you that we will continue that. Finally, I just like to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to confirmation of reappointments. I have a letter from the mayor. Dear members of council, I'm requesting council confirmation on the reappointments of Robert Lawrence and Ruth Scarsborough of the Domestic Abuse Commission. Their current term expires on January 1st, 2015, and will be there for another 3 years, expiring January 1st, 2018. Both of these ladies do a great service to this commission. Thank you.
Move to approve Robin Lawrence to the Domestic Abuse Commission.
Second.
To confirm the appointment, Mary Bellbeer,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Andy Selhertz.
Yes.
Katie Gallagher.
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes. Move to approve Ruth Scarborough, who is actually in our audience this evening, to the Domestic Abuse Commission.
Second.
To confirm the appointment, Mary Bellbeer,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Andy Selhertz.
Yes.
Katie Gallagher.
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes.
Dear members of council, I'm requesting council confirmation on the reappointments of Al Sforzo and Allison Rafter to the Brooklyn Recreation Board. Their current term expires January 1st and will be there for a 3-year term expiring January 1st, 2018. Both of these individuals do a great service to this board. Thank you, Mayor.
Move to approve Al Sforzo to the Brooklyn Recreation Board.
Second.
To confirm the appointment, Mary Bellbeer,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Andy Selhertz.
Yes.
Katie Gallagher.
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes.
Thank you.
Move to approve Mrs. Allison Rafter to the Recreation Board.
Second.
To confirm the appointment, Mary Bellbeer,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Andy Selhertz.
Yes.
Katie Gallagher.
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, we have a request for 2 change orders for the locker room and lobby towel floor room in the Recreation Center. I have a letter from our Service Director, John Verba, requesting a change order for $1,813.60 for locker room F because it was not measured appropriately, and they need to order new tiles from Lowe's.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
To approve, Mary Bellbeer,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Andy Selhertz.
Yes.
Katie Gallagher.
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes.
Second change orders for Continental Commercial Floors in the amount of $4,574.43. This was necessary because of the moisture on the floor and the moisture barrier that was necessary. This will change the scope of the project and only include the lobby area now.
Motion to approve.
Second.
To approve, Mary Bellbeer,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Andy Selhertz.
Yes.
Katie Gallagher.
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes.
Council received a letter from the fire chief for disposal of expired gear. I'm requesting permission to dispose of expired firefighting gear. These items, helmets, boots, hoods, gloves, coats, and pants that are more than 10 years past their manufacturing date are not acceptable or safe to be worn in firefighting and/or rescue situations.
I'll make a motion that we defer this just till our next meeting.
Second.
To defer to the next meeting, Mary Bellbeer?
Yes.
Kevin Tansky?
Yes.
Andy Selhertz?
No.
Katie Gallagher?
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk?
Yes.
Kathy Pucci?
Yes. May I
Moving
be
on-
recognized? Mary Jo, can you make sure that it gets back on our agenda
Yes,
for
I
the
will.
next one? Thank you.
Okay, moving on to resolutions. 2014-8, authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with District Board of Health of Cuyahoga County for health services for the year 2015.
Move to adopt?
Second.
To adopt, Mary Bellbeer?
Yes.
Kevin Tansky?
Yes.
Andy Selhertz?
Yes.
Katie Gallagher?
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk?
Yes.
Kathy Pucci?
Yes.
Next up is Resolution 2014-10, authorizing the mayor to enter an agreement with Chuni and Panici Incorporated to provide services to the city of Brooklyn. This is for the gap conversion and the comprehensive annual finance report, year ending December 31st, 2014, not to exceed $24,750, and this is on first reading. Next, we have ordinance 2014-72, authorizing the interfund transfers and advances during 2014. Mrs. Pucci went through these in her report.
Introduced by all, suspend the rules?
Second.
To suspend the rules, Mary Bellbeer?
Yes.
Kevin Tansky?
Yes.
Andy Selhertz?
Yes.
Katie Gallagher?
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk?
Yes.
Kathy Pucci?
Yes.
To adopt, Mary Bellbeer?
Yes.
Kevin Tansky?
Yes.
Andy Selhertz?
Yes.
Katie Gallagher?
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk?
Yes.
Kathy Pucci?
Yes.
Next, ordinance 2014-73, amending the annual appropriations. Mrs. Pucci already covered this topic.
Introduced by all, suspend the rules?
Second.
To suspend the rules, Mary Bellbeer?
Yes.
Kevin Tansky?
Yes.
Andy Selhertz?
Yes.
Katie Gallagher?
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk?
Yes.
Kathy Pucci?
Yes.
To adopt, Mary Bellbeer?
Yes.
Kevin Tansky?
Yes.
Andy Selhertz?
Yes.
Katie Gallagher?
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk?
Yes.
Kathy Pucci?
Yes.
Next up, ordinance 2014-74, the temporary appropriations for 2015.
Introduced by all, suspend the rules?
Second.
To suspend the rules, Mary Bellbeer?
Yes.
Kevin Tansky?
Yes.
Andy Selhertz?
Yes.
Katie Gallagher?
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk?
Yes.
Kathy Pucci?
Yes.
To adopt, Mary Bellbeer?
Yes.
Kevin Tansky?
Yes.
Andy Selhertz?
Yes.
Katie Gallagher?
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk?
Yes.
Kathy Pucci?
Yes.
Next up, ordinance 2014-76, 2014-75, establishing the position of part-time dispatcher with the Department of Public Safety. And again, this is at a rate of no less than $18 per hour, no more than $26.50 per hour, payable biweekly.
Introduced by all, suspend the rules?
Second.
To suspend the rules, Mary Bellbeer?
Yes.
Kevin Tansky?
Yes.
Andy Selhertz?
Yes.
Katie Gallagher?
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk?
Yes.
Kathy Pucci?
Yes.
To adopt, Mary Bellbeer?
Yes.
Kevin Tansky?
Yes.
Andy Selhertz?
Yes.
Katie Gallagher?
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk?
Yes.
Kathy Pucci?
Yes.
Ordinance 2014-76, authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract agreement with MP2 Energy NE LLC as supplier of electric energy for street lighting. Before we vote on this, Mr. Clausen, did you have any issues with this contract?
I was able to review the contract and it's standard language. I did not see any language or sections that would cause me to, stop the legislation from moving forward.
Does anyone on council have anything to say before we move forward with this? Okay. Need a motion, please?
Introduced by all, suspend the rules.
Second.
To suspend the rules, Mary Bellbeer?
Yes.
Kevin Tansky?
Yes.
Andy Selhertz?
Yes.
Katie Gallagher?
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk?
Yes.
Kathy Pucci?
Yes.
To adopt, Mary Bellbeer?
Yes.
Kevin Tansky?
Yes.
Andy Selhertz?
Yes.
Katie Gallagher?
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk?
Yes.
Kathy Pucci?
Yes. I do have one comment on this, though.
Wait,
Do we, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Do we get these, this information monthly? Does anybody know? Like, for example, the existing contract with the rec center, do we get that information every single month on where we are?
I'd have finance. I don't know. I'd have to ask the finance department if they've gotten it. I don't personally get it.
Because if we don't, I would like to see us start getting it
Okay.
a monthly so that we know where we are. Thank you.
Okay. Tonight, council is going to meet in executive session for matters of personnel relating to the building department. I just want to remind everyone that council's tentatively scheduled for an organizational meeting on January 5th at 6 p.m. This is subject to change. Not all of council has gotten back to Mary Jo with their availability yet, so if you haven't, please do so. Again, I need a motion for, to go into executive session, and tonight's executive session will include the mayor, the building commissioner, and finance, and the finance director.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Do we anticipate any questions or update on anything related to negotiations? No? Okay. I'll make that motion.
Second.
To adjourn to executive session, Mary Bellbeer,
Yes.
Kevin Tansky.
Yes.
Andy Selhertz.
Yes.
Katie Gallagher.
Yes.
Ron Van Kirk.
Yes.
Kathy Pucci.
Yes.
Mary Jo?
Yeah.